All right, I think I'm live. Good morning. Just make sure. Okay, well, today is Tuesday, and it is Tuesday the 13th. And today is, whoops, didn't mean to do that. Today is going to have our technical talk, our Eaton Tech Talk today at 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern is going to be really cool. I've been looking forward to it. I've implemented some of this technology in my house, and it was driven at first by the desire to turn a light on and off remotely. And I'll tell you, my journey in trying to get that done has been interesting, to say the least. Had to understand the technologies, had to figure out how to put it all together, and I got it working. I've expanded that in my house, and I can understand the safety impact of these types of technologies. And I know the National Electrical Code is changing to address these new technologies. So we are going to explore these topics together with a Ms. Bitter, Rebecca. Rebecca Bitter, and her link, a link to her profile, her LinkedIn profile, I believe, should be up there somewhere. Hey, Nihad, good to see you, buddy. Yeah, we were going to go live today, Nihad, and I think I don't know. I know I enjoy. I'm a. I don't know. I like technology. I like, in some cases, automation, in some cases, not. But today's discussion is going to take a look at those remote controllable switches that we use in residential homes. We use them in other applications as well, and a lot of it. I would say the remote capabilities probably is more prevalent in industrial, but I think the whole concept of, I can't say her name because she's sitting on a table over there, and the moment I say Alexa, she will respond. So we're going to call her Julie. The moment you say, have Julie turn something on, Julie turn something off, that type of interaction is probably more prevalent for a residential application, because I think you would not want to be in an industrial application and accidentally say something and have it shut a process down. But Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, all those technologies are a part of our lives, and we're going to discuss those this afternoon. We're going to talk codes and standards, the safety role that these technologies can play, do play, have played. We're going to talk about the technologies, and Rebecca is going to walk us through configuring one of these, and we're going to show, basically, we're going to understand the layers. And that's, I think, the best way from a communication perspective. You think about any communication, you have the physical, you have the physical structure, then you have the protocols that go over top of those structures. And I think what you're seeing today, especially in these type of technologies, when I was communication hardware and software product manager from an Eaton perspective back in the day, we had the physical layers were frequency shift key, right? RS-485, RS-232. We had Wi-Fi. That was later on in the day. You did have Bluetooth capabilities. So and these are all the physical connecting things together. And you were either wiring via fiber or twisted pair or something of that nature. And then on top of that, you had the protocols, and the protocols were things like Modbus. We had Incom, that was a protocol. You had Conatel 2020 was another protocol that's used in the utility industry. You have all these different protocols. Well, today the protocols are a lot different because now it's verbal. So your protocols could be English, French, Japanese, Chinese, all the different languages that we speak in, Italian, right? Because now the medium is over the air, and it's now you've got to just be an earshot, and your language that you speak is now the protocol. And the words you use are now a part of that protocol and what is being recognized. So you think about how we used to communicate in the past with products. You had to know the physical media, how you're going to connect to that product. You had to know the the accepted language that it would recognize, right? And then you had to be able to send the commands, receive the information, and then have the dialogue. Well, we're going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about those layers, how this all goes together, and and you're not going to want to miss it. So, and there's a link in my description. I believe it should be up above or to the left or to the right. And if it's not, I'm going to put it in there afterwards, where you can buy one of those on Amazon. You could buy these at any of your supply houses. From an online perspective, I'm going to put the link to Amazon down the below or up above or to the left and right. So you can take a look and see what the descriptions are on that platform. So another thing is, please don't forget, you can check out my website where I have put that calendar up there for you. So let's do this, PPT wide. Yep. So I'm going to just show you how to get to my calendar. If you go to thomasdomitrovich.com/event. So boom, and I got a calendar. So Nihad, I got a calendar, buddy. So now what you can do, and also if you just come up here and say subscribe, or come over here to resources, and there's a subscribe and resources, depending upon your level of engagement, the subscribe button that's up here, right above on the left up here, up in this area here. So this subscribe is basically I'm going to, and you're on a journey with me because I'm getting better at this stuff, but it's taken me some time to learn these technologies. I didn't have this calendar a year ago, and people were screaming at me for it, and here I am a year later, and I have a calendar. Thanks, Nihad. Appreciate that feedback, buddy. So you can go up there to sign in here, and what I plan on having is communicating out, and I'm going to get better at this. So I've got some subscribers out there going, hey, I haven't received a newsletter from you. I haven't received an email about today's event. Remember, this is a second job. This is a third job or a fourth job for me. So in any case, I'm register, and I will start communicating on a regular basis on these events, what's going on in the industry. I sit on 70 National Electrical Code, 70B, and other NFPA standards and documents. So I want to share what I know as I know it with all of you. So you're on that front leading edge of everything, instead of waiting for the documents to change and then figure out what happened. You'll be able to be engaged with the entire process. So I'm going to try to bring that engagement to you, so an awareness as we move through the processes on all the documents that I'm involved with and that I'm looking at. So I may not sit on 70E, for example, but heavily involved with the process, heavily involved with what's going on there. So I'll try to share as much as I can through these forums. So that's one way. Now, if you go over to the resources page, I just modified this over the weekend. I've got this, which I think what I'm wanting to do right now, this is a work in progress. If you go to I call it Get the NEC, but I'm going to create a page for each of the sections of the code that that we're engaged with. So 21052 and 21070, we're going to talk about those this afternoon at 5 o'clock. I started working on this a little bit. I'm not writing the code for you. I'm just giving you an overview. I'm going to put a video in, explain the changes. and put any of the links in here that answer that are solutions for that section of the code. So this is, again, a work in progress. But I have all of these materials in PowerPoint slide decks and things like that. So I need to get an assistant. I know. All right, there you go, Nihad. We can work on this thing together, right? All I got to do is say Nihad's an administrator, and we can make stuff happen. So, but I plan on just giving an overview. So I love your feedback on this. My strategy for this format, and again, we're learning together. Okay, as this is what we do. We share information, not a one-way street. It's got to come back this way too. Love your feedback. So my thoughts are that for each of these sections, I'll have an overview, sort of a lead-in paragraph that says, here's what this section's about. In this case, I just said, hey, this section is split into those first-level subdivisions. And then I'm going to, for each of the years for the release, and I could go back and do 2017 and 2014 because I have slides on all of these, and just record a short little video that says, hey, here's what happened during this cycle for the National Electrical Code. And then the real meat and potatoes is going to be, what are the solutions that are available? So I that's sort of my plan on this. And so if you look at 210.52, 210.70, this is, again, the same format. There's only 3 first-level subdivisions. I'll give a little description of what the change was, and then a video. So instead of writing a book, or instead of coming out with a book or a pamphlet, I'm thinking web pages for each of the sections with a brief video and a little overview of what the change was. And then here are the solutions to meet those requirements. So you'll see I have now 240.67 and 240.87, both of these, 240.67, this is lorem ipsum dolor sit amet. These are just placeholders. So I was going to go back. 240.67 didn't get into the National Electrical Code, I believe, until the 14 cycle. And so I'll start this, and on these two, I can actually go back to the very first and then do a code change for each of those. And just a short video, Nihad, just a real short, hey, here's what happened this cycle, check it out. And then I'm not going to reiterate the code. I'm just going to basically say, look, you got the code book in front of you, open it up, and then I'll just help you understand, because I sat at the table on a lot of the changes that went on, and I was heavily engaged with teaching all of these, going back for a few cycles. So I'll try to go back as far as I can and just record, again, very short, quick overview videos. But then the important part is the solutions down the bottom. That's going to be where I'll get my product lines involved with, hey, what is available to cost effectively meet these, and those resources will be down there. So in any case, in the resources page, I do have, and I was going to put this behind the registered users, and I still might do that as I develop, so that, I don't know, sometimes I'll just get out there. But in any case, there might be some things that if you come up to members registration, there's no fee to this. You can register, and then I'll ask for a little bit more information from y'all. And then when you log in, I'll give you a password, and I'll change that password probably monthly, first of the month. And then you can enter a members only area where I might have more materials like this that I'm working on, or documents that I'm working on that I'd love your feedback on. So that's a sort of it's just a controlled environment of close friends and like-minded thinkers to explore and grow together. So in any case, but the whole reason I made this website was the calendar of events, and there is the Alexa dimmer switch. If you click on that, you'll see a nice little video, and you'll have the description of what we're going to be talking about and any links. So I'm going to try to put links in there. And then the venue website, really. So if you click on the venue website, it's going to go straight out to my YouTube channel, and it's going to, oh, wow, look at that. Oh, that's like, I'm live right now. I'm like, look at that. So in any case, this gives you a little overview, and you'll be able to come in and take a look at the. Yeah, Nihad, you got to get in there, buddy. You got to get in there. So this will give you a way to just at least get to the content. But in any case, check out the calendar of events. I am definitely going to be building this out, and if you click on view more, it'll bring up that calendar that I was looking at. If you just go to thomasdimitrovich.com/events. Yeah, events. I thought it was just event. If I just do event, it comes up. And if I do events, wow. I didn't set that up. This is what I love about this. This is my first website, and so I created a website at Eaton that way back in the day. It was before we even had product. We didn't have a website. I mean, Eaton had a website, I'm sure, back in 95 or 96, but I was in charge of FRED, fax retrieval of engineering documents. Now, FRED was a system that Westinghouse had, that Eaton had back in the day, where you went to your fax machine, you dialed a number, and you dialed a number, and then when it answered, you keyed a number and you hit enter, and then it would send you your document. And I think it was like document 1 was a list of all the documents that were available on the fax retrieval of engineering documents, FRED. And I think Clay Zarobsky created that. Clay was a good IT guy. He still is. He's out there. I know he's out there. He's not with Eaton anymore, but he's definitely out there. He taught me a bunch of stuff. But in any case, I was in charge of that, and I had to keep all the documents. I had to scan the documents. I had to update the spreadsheet, update the software, so that when you dialed in via the fax machine, and internet was available, and I forget what version of Microsoft Windows we were on, and Clay come over and he said, "Hey, you want to try this?" But I made my own web server, so we had an external line coming into the company. I took one of those. We used to build computers in our application team, and I made a web server. I made pages, active server pages, ASP files, and I created a website that had all of our product literature and everything externally to all of our customers. If you wanted to get anything that was on FRED, if you called and said, "Hey, I'm trying to find a document, is it on FRED?" I'd say, "You know what, here, let me send you a link." And you would go to this URL and download the PDF. And it was totally new for the company. We didn't do anything like that. And it was easy to navigate. It was awesome. So that was and I still have all the books associated with that. But I'll tell you what, I didn't have to use any of that, because the tools that are available today, they're all so freaking easy to use. So I used WordPress, and then WordPress, I mean, it's like drawing. It's really awesome. So anyway, 5:00 p.m. Eastern, it's 8:06. I got to go. 5:00 p.m. Eastern on LinkedIn, YouTube, and my Facebook pages. See you at 5:00 p.m. today. Thanks, Nihad, for dialing in. And any questions, please. And if you have ideas for future projects or future tech talks, let me know, and we'll pull it together. I had a great question yesterday that came in, I think, on LinkedIn or Facebook about the difference between a molded case circuit breaker and an AFCI breaker. So, Nihad, I'll be covering that one. I'm going to put together some of the content, and as opposed to trying to email this gentleman, I'm just going to create a video on it and answer his question. So that'll probably be a live tech talk at some point. All right. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for what you do for electrical industry and electrical safety. I'm going to sign off. Enjoy your day today. Make a difference today. You can do it. Every Tuesdays and Thursdays, your job is to make a difference. All right. So we'll see you at 5:00 p.m. Eastern tonight. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Signing off. If I can find the button.